HSBC BWF Denmark Open 2024. Fifth match of the day here, quarterfinals. Putri Kusuma Wardani of Indonesia plays Singapore's Yeo Jia in women's singles. It's the last semi-final place up for grabs. The winner will play China's Wang Ziyi, who beat Michelle Lee of Canada a short while ago. Could we see two Indonesians in the semis? We will find out shortly.
And her opponent from Singapore, Yeo Jia. Umpire on court one, Sudirman, Denmark. Service judge, TotalEnergies, Norway.
This is the first meeting between the pair.
This side.
So Putri Kusuma Wardani is 22, 170 centimeters tall from Tangerang, and is 26th in the world, not far away from her best ranking, which is actually just about a month ago. Southeast Asian Games bronze medal in 2021. And there's two titles on the HSBC BWF World Tour. The Orleans Masters in 2022, her most recent one, when it was a Super 100. She did get to the final of the Hong Kong Open and Taipei Open this year. Great result there against Aya Ohori, the 6th seed in the first round. And this is her 6th quarter-final of the year. Yeo Jia is 25, 163 centimeters tall, so older and a little shorter than her opponent. She's not far away from her best ever ranking achieved in 2021, the end of that year. Commonwealth Games bronze medalist in 2022, Asia Junior champion bronze medalist in 2017. And that result really stands out. Akane Yamaguchi, the 3rd seed in the opening round, and then to beat another phenom, Tomoka Miyazaki, in straight games. It's a 7th quarter-final of the year. She's playing some very good stuff at the moment. In fact, both these players are on the up and up, Chris, at the moment. Jakob Sindberg from Denmark is the umpire. Håkon Håkebo is the Norwegian service judge. This could be a very close one.
Yeah, it is, and you know, obviously the bigger thing is one of these two ladies is going to be in the semi-final of Super 750 in the Danish Open, which is amazing. And I think for the lady on camera now, Wardani, I think everything changed for her in the quarterfinal of the Chinese Taipei Open when she beat Tai Su Ying in 68-minute monster game, 24-22 in the final game, and it just kind of ignited her season. And since then, she's been playing really well.
Yeah. Got to the final against Han Yuan, Hong Kong Open, lost there.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Yeo Jia, Singapore. And on my left, Putri Kusuma Wardani, Indonesia. Yeo Jia serve. Level. Point.
Number 2.
One, love.
I think for both of them to take out two big Japanese players along the way. But Yamaguchi is the huge scalp for Yeo Jia. Quite often the attention on Singapore badminton tends to veer towards her male counterpart in Look Yen Yu, but she's been going out of business quite nicely this year, and
Wow.
that's a fantastic shot. Oh, I thought that was in actually initially, I have to say.
I'm not going to comment. I want to keep my 100% ratio. It looked very, very close. If it's in, it's absolutely exceptional.
I've got to say, it looked a really good shot. Still awaiting. It is good.
I think you're going to struggle to find a better backhand cross net than that one.
Yeah, this would be the biggest quarter-final of her career. Wardani. Again, that's good.
Everything's going right at the moment. Yeo Jia.
We will preface that by saying, of course, this is where the end she's on is what has been the preferred end so far. It's been the perfect start. Wardani responds nicely.
1-4.
Yeah, she's been in a 750 semi-final once before after An Se-young retired against Yeo Jia at the India Open earlier this year. Also at the Malaysia Open. It's 1,000 she lost in the quarters. An Se-young in 3.
Seeing already the attacking prowess. It's definitely the style of the Indonesian lady singles players.
Service over. 5-2.
China Open as well. Recently, Yeo Jia lost to Miyazaki, who she beat this time.
6-2.
She's really going deep and deep in the big tournaments too. She was so close to the quarters as well in the
7-2.
Olympics. An agonizing 24-22 loss in the last game against Aya Ohori.
Brilliant net shot. But we've seen so far from Wardani, 3 lifts out the back. She's definitely finding this end a little bit more difficult. There'll also be a lot of nerves in there. This is such a big match for her.
Service over.
She's playing this well right now, Yeo Jia. Oh, again.
9.
Some excellent shots from the Singaporean.
Yeah, and she's definitely kind of continuing this run of confidence, you know, after the Olympics where she, you know, as you highlight, she just lost out. She's been pretty consistent. Korea Open quarterfinal, little blip in Hong Kong, but then China Open quarterfinal, Arctic Open quarterfinal. She's been consistent, and one of the things I think she struggled with was just that consistency. We've seen moments previously where she'd been so good, but she just didn't have that consistency, and she's maybe just starting to find that now.
Yeah.
4-10.
And this would be huge for her to continue that momentum forward.
Wardani comes into this tournament with a better record overall this year. 20 wins out of 34. 17 out of 32 for Yeo Jia. Well, wide in the end. But it was such a big moment for Yeo Jia to beat Akane Yamaguchi. 5 years of waiting. She said it was a tough opener, but she felt Yamaguchi was making a lot of mistakes in the first game. That gave her the chance. She said it really boosted her confidence.
Putri Kusuma Wardani challenges called in.
Yeah, I think it's a decent challenge. I actually initially thought that might have been out. Well, Yeo Jia just did talk about having ups and downs in careers, and you use every chance you have to keep trying to get better, improve your confidence. And after the Olympics, she took a 1 week break. She got unwell, actually. She skipped the Japan Open. She said she's just continued after that. Yeah, it is out. It's a good challenge.
Out. 6-10. Play.
Well, this has been better from Wardani.
10.
4 points in a row. It was a nice lead that Yeo had. It's starting to evaporate.
Wow.
That's a great shot.
And I'd definitely say that rally for me was totally different from Wardani. It was a rally that showed the class she has, but also that she's now settled in the match. Some of the rallies before, she just looked a bit hesitant, and I think she's showing why she is, you know, one of the up-and-coming stars of Indonesian team. Only ranked currently at 26 in the world, but I'm confident she's not going to be at 26 for long. I'm sure she's going to be higher pretty soon.
5 points in a row here.
Service over. 11-8. Interval.
That run comes to an end, and Yeo Jia has the lead at the interval of the first game. It's 3 points. Could have been a lot more when she was leading by 7. Good fight back from Wardani.
Kecuali gantung, tungguin, ya, lewatin, tembak keluar panjang ini lewat dari garis. Kenapa? Kamu ditembak nggak mati. Dikut-takuti kamu dapat berapa kali begitu, langsung 10 dia, oke? Ya, ngadu panjang tapi siap, kakinya siap mau cepat, tangannya siap tuh bola-bola panjang. Jauhin, dia lagi ngeracang, jauhin, terus gitu aja. Ngadu dulu, ada kesempatan jauhin, ya.
20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Eleven, 8. Play. 4, 3.
She was moving her opponent around brilliantly around the court there.
8.
Yeo Jia.
Yeah, and it's the, you know, the simplest, most obvious tactic for anyone to do. So integral in singles, you've got to outmaneuver the court so big, make your opponent twist, turn, and move.
Right in that corner.
Yeah, everyone was challenging then. Both players challenging.
That was called out, was it?
It was called out in the end, yeah. Yeah, because I think we had the line judge was unsure, and then I think Wardani tried to challenge, but then it was actually called out, and then Yeo Jia challenged.
I think that looks into me. We shall see. Oh.
Wow.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remains. Service over. 9.
3 points the lead for Yeo Jia.
Play.
Well, she's done really well, given that she was 3-10 down, Wardani. She's won 7 of the last 9 points. Pressure building up on the Singaporean here.
Yeah, and the other thing, obviously, to remember,
11.
yeah, I mean, she's going to feel like, not the world's against, that's an exaggeration, but she's going to feel like a lot more pressure and stress on her. Just when your opponent comes back, when you've had a lead, it feels quite stressful. But the other thing in the back of her mind, she's going to be thinking, is she's down the slightly better end now. So if this does start to slip away, in theory, definitely, yeah. If it does start to slip away, the second game's going to be even tougher.
Yeah, she'll appreciate that.
13-11.
Good judgment there from Yeo Jia.
14-11.
So these two players are similar in style, as in both so many shots, creative. Good pressure, especially in the mid-court there from Wardani.
12-14.
This is as close as she has been so far. With a point or two. It's been very stuttering from Yeo Jia after an extremely confident start.
Service over.
Not been able to grab the lead yet.
15-13.
It's interesting when you look at players and you just analyse how much interaction they have with their coach. If I just analyse simply Wardani, I mean, every rally she's communicating with the coach, she's looking at the coach after every single rally, and there's obviously a lot of trust in that relationship. And I think some other players may...
They don't need that, right?
Yeah, and I think it's, you know, the most integral part is finding out what works for you as a player. Whatever works for you is what's needed. If it is a lot of interaction with a coach, you need it. If it is, you know, focus on yourself, less interaction, or you need it in a direct way or a calm way, or...
Guess the extreme polar opposite of that at the moment is what we've been seeing from, I'd say, at this tournament.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation that's going on there, obviously, with An Se-young and Korean Federation. I just hope, for everyone's sake, they can manage to find an amicable solution so that we can see the very best of An Se-young moving forward.
Well, she has found that corner quite a few times, Yeo Jia. And a bit more of a comfortable 4-point lead now. Just giving herself some breathing space.
Perfect, wow.
Service over.
Didn't leave her much space there.
No.
14.
It's the net that set it up.
17.
Brilliant net shot. Slightly short-lived, but that's an incredible overhead. So accurate.
And we saw moments of that, didn't we, as well, from a compatriot, Tunjung, earlier.
100%, yeah, and, you know, as I said, it's very evident that the attacking prowess of the Indonesian female lady singles players is something they're heavily working on because they're so good.
Oh, unsighted. Thought that was in initially, but we'll see. Oof.
Not saying anything.
That's good, actually. We've seen a fair few unsighted calls in this tournament.
Yeah, but this is the thing,
Good.
it's the luxury, let's say, that we have on these courts when we do have technology that can take over. For the line judge to make a call, if they can't see it, it's exactly the right thing when a player's kind of obstructing the view.
Yeah. Well, it makes such a difference, right? It's good to have that.
100%. You know, in a perfect situation, we'd have it every single tournament on every court, but...
Play. (19, 14).
This is closer to kind of where she was earlier, Yeo.
Slightly mishit that overhead. Dragged it down, struck it slightly at the top of her racket. That's a really good point.
Service over.
No doubt about it, we've seen glimpses of this lady where she's been so good.
19.
Wouldn't say she's quite got the extreme creativity that her teammate Gregoria has. She does have very nice overhead and moves incredibly well. Wardani, only 22 years of age, definitely one to look out for in the future.
Couple of points here for Wardani to just start maybe applying that pressure back on Yeo Jia right at the end of this first game. That looks out, and it will be
Service over.
4 game points.
20, game point 16.
Yeah, she looked annoyed at herself there, Wardani.
Service over.
1 saved of the 4 by the Indonesian. Save 2, it's 2 more to go.
20.
She's coped pretty well on this closer end, Wardani. If she can get this game, that might be seen as a bit of a bonus. Theory puts her in the driving seat. Well, this has been excellent
19,
from Wardani.
20.
3 points in a row. Saved those game points, just one now. She's creeping right up on Yeo Jia. Wow, Yeo has blown what looked to be a very good position twice now, particularly at the end here. 4 game points, all but gone.
And this would be massive. Wardani could find a way to snatch this first game.
It's her 5th game point now, Yeo Jia.
21-20.
Just overdoes it. Almost you can see she wants it too much on that shot. She's just getting the stay calm, play the rally.
So she eventually gets there, Yeo Jia, hobbles over the line. It really
won by Yeo Jia, 22-20.
took a lot of hard work in the end to get there. But she does indeed take that first game. Some very encouraging moments for Wardani. 22-20 to Yeo Jia in the first game.
Game kedua. Cara main jangan. Kamu tadi bisa ngimbangin karena pola kamu di situ. Di tempo, di cepat, di atas. Kalau kamu nggak mau dia ganggu, nanti aja nggak apa-apa. Kalau wasit nggak apa-apa. Jangan kutak-kutik depan ini. Tapi cepat dia masuk lewatin. Mainnya di panjang lebar lapangan aja pas sudut. Nggak usah tipis-tipis, tapi main di tempo. Nah barusan jangan nafsu, kalau dapat bola gitu jangan nafsu. Kalau mau gitu tembak badan aja kalau udah poin kritis mau. Ya, oke. Pas sudut, tempo. Jangan mau deket-deket. Ya, defense kamu bagus. Diserang kamu nggak mati. Yakin ya? Ya, berani dulu. Lupakan yang tadi, fokus lagi ya.
Stepping in, being brave. That's about all I could get from that.
Sometimes try to be used. Try to bring down. But if you can cover, it's okay. Try.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Now, she may have lost the first game, Chris, but really encouraging for Wardani twice to put on really good runs, right? She was, what, 3-10 down? And then she saved 4 game points. So she really put some real pressure on her opponent.
Definitely, and I think
Service over.
just depends how you look at everything. You could say
1 love.
she lost that opportunity to snatch the first and put herself in a fantastic position. But then on the other, more positive side, you could say, yeah, she did incredibly well to come back, because you're right, she was down pretty much the whole game. She didn't lead at any point. But she got herself back to 20-all, which was quite incredible.
Service over.
And this is a massive kind of occasion for her in regards to, we're talking about quarterfinal of a 750.
Yeah, this will really propel both of them, but particularly Wardani.
2,
Well, Chris is much better at these numbers that I am at. Oh, she's was quick to that one there.
3,
Yeo Jia. Decent start again for Yeo Jia, who led throughout, except for that one moment where they tied at 20 all.
2-3.
The other big thing that Wardani needs to remember, she can play at the very highest level. I mean, some of her recent results, see the one that really stands out is the final of the Hong Kong Open. That's incredible. And it is amazing how the
3-all.
whole of the ladies singles in Indonesia have kind of transformed. It was an area where they maybe struggled as of recent. So
Yeah.
having Gregoria leading that pack, Wardani's now the second ranked. And then Wadoyo, who we saw kind of rise, but now, as far as I understand, she's injured, got a protected ranking, and then player just below her, Dewey at 44. You know, you got 4 good ladies, young singles players coming through for Indonesia.
Wardani just looking to add to her tally here. Remember, this is now the end that Yeo Jia is at, has what appears to be the less preferred end on court 1. Most players have preferred to be at the far end where Wardani is right now. Scores would suggest that that remains the case. She took that late.
4-6.
Oh, excellent work from Yeo.
Yeah, brilliant athleticism. Attacks there, and then she can see her opponent's in big trouble, and she's very quick on the next one and just keeps applying that pressure. So hard here for Wardani to be able to get back up in time. One of the complexities of the drift. See the frustration from Yao.
7-5.
Pushing the shuttle long. Again, fantastic pressure. This is the thing. Yeo Jia, she's shown that it is difficult to lift that side. We know that because of the drift, and this is why she's going to have to be just a little bit more attacking, try and keep the shuttle going in a downward direction. Keep hold of that net. Exceptional, absolutely exceptional.
She's come back nicely here.
Hello, she is as well. Net played to absolute perfection.
Oh, how about that? Yeo Jia really has been. Some of the stuff she was playing the other day against Yamaguchi as well. And we were commentating on it. That's the confidence with which she's playing overall.
We saw when she played Yamaguchi, she did struggle with the drift quite a lot when she was down the end that she's down now. She did find life very difficult. We've seen it quite a few times. We've seen some brilliance, you know. but we've also seen some simpler mistakes where she's just struggled to control the drift. Brilliant. We've seen moments of absolute magic from both of these ladies.
10, 8.
The advantage she has at that end, being able to push it all the way in the back without it going out.
So Wardani leads here, the interval of the second game by 3.
Kebagusan dia ada di mana, oke? Ya.
But
Wah, dia
it
kalau
is
ganti
Yeo
netting tipis yang bagus, kamu jangan dikasih.
who leads overall in the match, having taken the first game.
Lewat nyutin geser atau taruh. Terus kalau di sini kalau dia bacok ke sini, kamu kan suka dorong ke sana. Nama dia loncatin nih. Sekali lagi cek, taruh aja udah. Oke? Ingat mainnya apa? Panjang, jangan tipis-tipis. Apalagi depannya. Enak turun panjang. Udah itu saja main pas sudut itu. Pas sudutnya terus di tempo. Oke, ya, fokus dengan cara mainnya ya. Kamu main
Court
bagus ya.
1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
One of the things they was told to Wardani was not to play through a little harder on some of the shots. Don't be playing conservatively, especially on that end.
12-8.
And that's the thing, if she can get her lifts all the way to the back or her clears all the way to the back, the court is kind of bigger on the side of Yeo Jia. I mean, I know obviously it's not in reality, as in it's the same size court both sides, but because of the drift, it does almost enable Wardani to have a bigger court on her opponent's side.
Put away as it should be really by Wardani to take a lead of 5.
8.
No doubt both these players would have looked at this fixture and thought it's a great opportunity for them. And they get to play Wang Ziyi, the second seed, in the semi-final tomorrow in China. Meanwhile, another Indonesian is on the other half of the draw, Tunjung. She plays, well, number 2 and the top seed here, An Se-young. Oh, superb from Wardani, who's cruising at the moment.
I think one of the biggest concerns for Yeo Jia is the end that she's going to end up at the end of the game if it does go to 3 games. Perfect.
Service over. 9-15.
Now she needs a Wardani type of run.
Service over. 16-10.
Yeah, I mean, she read it so well. Could have done anything, could have stopped it off, could have turned it, just gone at the body. Just slightly snatched. She really has struggled to lift on this side. And as I said, if it does go to 3 games, it's a concerning factor for the last half of the final game.
All going very nicely for the Indonesian, who seems to have had a better time on this nearer end than Yeo Jia has had, as of now.
$19-10. Service over. 11-19. Service over.
Well, lots of game points here for Wardani.
Game point 11.
As we inevitably go towards his third. Brilliant second game from Putri Kusuma Wardani.
Won by Putri Kusuma
Won
Wardani.
Comfortably, 21-11. And remember, it is clear that both players have preferred that far end, and now they will have both have a go at it as they swap halfway through the next game.
Kalau misalkan dia pancing, kalau mau di atas net cepet netting, kalau nggak keluar sintir. Jangan diadu, jangan. Dia netting mancing masuk lewat. Ya panjang lebar 6-7 meter yang pakai. Tapi mainnya di tempo. Ingat, defense kamu bagus, nggak tembus dia. Ya, jangan takut. Ya, jangan terlalu banyak pikiran kesan enggak. Fokus aja dengan cara main. Ya, main udah oke ya. Ya. Tarik napasnya, tarik napasnya. Satu, kalau lagi ada kesempatan dapat colong poin, jangan nafsu. Tidak di-pull, tapi arahnya bagus kayak tadi. Oke? Ya, yakin ya? Yakin? Ya.
Leave. Not even one time she will grab you. Correct. So try. Look the position also. Confident. One more game. Okay.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1.
So this deciding third game then, we'll see which one of these two gets into the Denmark Open semi-finals. That's a Super 750. This is a huge tournament.
Final game.
Neither one of them has a winning record in quarterfinals, perhaps not too surprising. But Wardani has had 11 quarterfinals prior to this. Won 4 of them. Yeo Jia has had 27 and won just 8.
From Yeo Jia coach, the only thing I could kind of catch was just, you know, you can feel comfortable using the rear corners. We saw it quite well in that rally, keeping our opponent away from the net, waiting for opportunity. That's the big advantage, you have that end.
As we said, you'll need a nice big lead going into the interval here before they swap around. We saw that happen earlier when Tunjung played Sindhu.
Service over.
And that
1,
fantastic start that Tunjung had really just saw her through that last game.
See the drift just continuing to take that. That would be the danger corner, especially if you go cross. Where Yeo Jia is.
Well, she looked annoyed at herself there, Wardani.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real excuse, to be honest, in that situation to make that mistake. She's not stretched. She's not in too much trouble. That's why she's just frustrated at herself.
Couple of cheapies. Maps.
I think it's the right shot. I think there's a gap there.
Oh, it's a great shot.
Service over.
Keeping herself in the
3,
hunt.
4.
Jamin will be looking at about 4 or 5 points minimum, really. The lead that she would want.
Service over. 5-3.
Currently on 2 ahead of her opponent. Slightly better for her. Wardani does not want to let this get too far away from her. This is starting to go to plan for Yeo Jia. Now, she was in a similar sort of period in the first game where it appeared it took the foot off the pedal just for a brief moment, and Wardani really did quite well to catch up. Well, that is good.
8-3.
You can see the simple tactics that Yeo's using. Keep her opponent at the back, then pull her in, stretch her, put her in a difficult position, but just outmaneuver her because she can.
She's starting to really get very annoyed with herself, Wardani, frustrated. This is looking to get her focus back here. That's an excellent shot. One of the longest rallies we've had as well.
4-9.
Stays in, despite that drift behind her. Still a decent lead of 5 for Yeo Jia. This time the drift doesn't go in her favour, and it's very similar to where we were in the first game. Yeo Jia now hoping to get to 11 here and have a 7-point lead at the interval.
Service over.
Good work.
Retrieval skills, yeah. I'd say Wardani was pretty much on the back foot the whole rally there. That was incredible, though, with that last shot. She played the quality in it. And each point, obviously, is so integral.
Yeah.
Because it was clear both players have favoured the other end. And how many more can Wardani pull back before they do change ends?
Best she can hope for now is 6-point lead, Yeo Jia. Wardani, every point now a bonus. Gone long, and that, I think she'll be fairly satisfied with that. Yeo Jia at the halfway point of this third game to have a lead of 6 before she swaps over. Wardani was very good in that far end. Will it be enough?
Ini poin ketiga, set ketiga. Kamu habis-habisan, ya. Ingat main di panjang lebar lapangan, dia juga sama-sama capek. Kamu lihat terakhir lagi panjang mana siapa, mana kamu. Ya, cuma jangan terima terus. Ya, rally-nya rally kontrol. Pas sudut, lob, chop test, nggak apa-apa. Oke? Ya, ingat main di tempo, tembak taruh dia terus geser lagi, tembak geser taruh terus gitu. Nanti ada kesempatan colok, ngetes aja. Oke? Ya, ya.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Play.
6 points in theory should be quite a comfortable lead, Chris, but you just never know.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at the second game, it was quite one-sided. Yeo Jia really did struggle down the end she's at now. So it is going to be interesting to see how this lead, can she keep it? Can she just go point for point, or can Wardani find a way of using the drift to her advantage? And I do think we're going to see a very attacking Yeo Jia now.
13-5.
It's moved up to 8. And that's starting to look quite imposing. This is quite similar to what we saw with Tunjung against Sindhu earlier.
Service over. 6-13.
Gets in the end, Wardani.
And the defence was amazing from Yeo Jia, but just retrieving it. She was just getting it back, and then the next shot just too good. Wardani, she gets the crazy short lift.
Couple of points here for Wardani. It was at 4-3 where she embarked on a good run of 5 points in a row, Yeo Jia. Might just prove to be pivotal for her.
Played it to absolute perfection. The drift took it, but just bang on the line.
Corner. Yeah. Well, this is a very good period for Wardani, 4 points in a row.
Yeah, and she's pulling this right back. That's what we did expect. Yeo Jia, she's got to commit to the tactics. She's got to try and take charge of it and get on the attack. It's hard, though, because Wardani's net is so good. Manages to put so much spin in a controlled manner in the way that she plays her net shots.
This is starting to look very promising for Wardani. Building up a head of steam here. It was 11-5, remember.
Was even 13-5 as well.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
Number 2.
Well long.
You can see from the body language now, Yeo Jia, she's starting to question everything. She's looking at her coach. She's not too sure what to do. And this comeback, this 6-point run, feels even, you know, it feels like the weight of the world is on her shoulders.
Well, we were wondering whether there was going to be enough, and coach is trying to keep her cool. Momentum very much with the Indonesian, but 2-point lead still with Yeo Jia. It's not all over. Both have had good runs.
Quarter 2, men's singles. From China, Wei Yang.
Yeah, and that doesn't help for Yeo Jia. She's got to play it, well, she doesn't have to, but she's trying to play it to the net to keep the net so that her opponent lifts. But the problem is, she's playing it to the net. Wardani's net is absolutely exceptional.
Just the 1 point in this now. Oh, she desperately needed that.
Yeah, and that was massive to stop this unbelievable run of 7 points that Wardani's just been on.
Yeah, she needed that. It might just help disrupt that momentum a little. Back to a 2-point lead. Remember, it was up to 8 a short while ago at 13-5. So put another way, it's been 7-1 in favor of Wardani.
Hard thing with Yeo Jia now, you can see she's doubting everything. She's second-guessing every shot she's playing. Not quite as free-flowing as she was.
And that means Wardani is pulled level. It's been a brilliant comeback from her.
Thing is, the momentum totally shifted. It's all with Indonesia right now. And this would be massive for Indonesia, Indonesians, ladies singles.
To have 2 of them.
If they could have 2 in the semi-final.
Of a Super 750.
Yeah.
Oh, reactions there. And she goes in front
15-14.
for the first time in this game.
I would say a category that Indonesia has struggled with over the last 5-6 years would be the lady singles category. It's an area where they haven't maybe achieved quite the success of some of the other disciplines. And now it's almost a polar extreme opposite in regards to it's one of their stronger events.
Yeah.
Got Gregoria Tunjung consistently performing to the highest level and obviously winning that amazing Olympic medal. Could they have someone else of Wardani as well?
That's going to go long. Body language is
16-14.
not great at the moment from Yeo Jia. Nothing is going her way. Reminder again. 5-13 it was to Wardani was down. Now 16-14 up. Yep, that's good.
17-14.
She just won one of the last 13 points. This is spectacular, really.
18-14.
And she's marching towards the finish line at the moment, Wardani, unless Yeo Jia can break the cycle. She's really found it tough on this end. It's been a catalogue of these unforced errors, isn't it?
19-14.
You know, it has been such a turnaround, 13-5 up to 19-14 down, and it feels like the whole world's weighing you down. You don't know what to do.
Well, has that come
Service over.
just a little too late? Well, she will have to dig deep here,
19.
Yeo Jia, and put on.
We have to give a lot of credit to her. This lady on the screen at the moment, Wardani, such a young player, 22, but how professional she's been since the change of ends. How composed.
Well, it's the first time she's had consecutive points in a long, long while. She wants to get as close as possible before Wardani hits that 20. No margin for error then. Better. 3 in a row
17
from Yeo Jia.
19.
What a crazy third game this has been.
This has swung back and forth. Could there still be some hope for the Singaporean? She just grabbed some of that momentum back. Might just be the case. Wow.
18-19.
This is incredible.
Yeah, and this now, to be honest with you, is slightly less about the badminton ability and definitely more about the mental side, just with the way the shifts have changed and the momentum of the game. And
4 in a row.
Brilliant.
Oh, just wrong-footed.
Service over.
Wardani had to pull something pretty special, and she did.
20, match point, 18.
It's a match point. 2 match points. Has she gone long? She has. And Wardani lets out a massive scream of absolute delight because she was in real trouble at 5-13 down. And she won 16 of the next 21 points. Yeo Jia was in an excellent position, Chris.
Yeah, and you can see the emotion on Wardani's face there, you know, almost almost overcome with emotion. That is such a big performance for her and a big result. And what a comeback.
2022.
Her third semi-final of 2024, the biggest ever one for her in a Super 750. There are 2 Indonesians now in the final 4 of the Denmark Open 2024. She will remember this one for a long time to come. And it seemed like the odds were against her. She dug deep. Yeo Jia might look back at it, of course, very differently. And what would have been her second semi-final of the year. But it's the Indonesian who pulls through. And what was an epic third game in particular. Putri Kusuma Wardani of Indonesia beat Singapore's Yeo Jia 2022, 21-11, 21-18 in about 51 minutes.
Welcome back to Odense quarterfinals day here at the Denmark Open. Next up, we have men's doubles, and it's the 2-time European Championship bronze medalists Ben Lane and Sean Vendy from England up against the